Hello everybody, I'm sorry I'm late. Hello. Okay. Oh. Okay, there we go. Ow. No. I shouldn't be showing that. Yay. It's to be expected if you were ever on time, that would be weird. Okay, it's good to see you guys again. Okay, okay, I'm in a chat. Yeah, everyone's being mean to me in chat. I'm going to, on the Discord server, I'm going to go to a different voice chat. Gonna open the floodgates. Anyone who wants to, like, I don't know if this is a good decision or not, but I'm just gonna join a different voice chat so that other people could join and react to this along with me. Just don't say anything like, you know, too stupid or spammy. Okay, guys, I'm trusting you with this. Hello. Okay. Let's see if this will still work. Okay. Okay. If it's your idea, it's most likely a bad idea. Yep, that's true. I can't even... Trusting chat is a horrible decision. Yeah, but it creates great entertainment value. I mean, you can't really deny that. Okay. Whatever. Oh, wow. A bunch of people just joined in the Discord server now. The main reason I'm doing this is because I want, like, originally Notaku was going to be here so he could react along with me or something, but, like, just because I thought it'd be more entertaining. But yeah. I don't know, I guess it's just a bit awkward if I'm just reacting to this by myself, but whatever. I'm sure I'll find a way. I'll just be reading chat as well. Brandon is so unloved, no one is joining him. You guys are so mean. Darkness is like, oh, why are you so mean to chat? As if you want the one who's bullying me the most. Yeah, okay. Ha, loner. Oh, someone joined. Hello. Okay. Hi. Oh, yay, more people are joining. This is nice. Wait a second. How loud? I don't know how loud you are in the stream. Okay, just make sure that we can't hear the audio coming out of your speakers as well. Yeah, that's okay. Baron is there. Yes. Okay. Let's see if this will turn out to be a good decision or not. No. The one's joy. Yep, we'll see. We'll just... Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Yep, it's this story, Baron. You guys look forward to it. Oh god. Okay, let's go. Let's just go. God, this. Should I put in some music? I'm getting kind of... I think I'm gonna... Oh, wait a second. Can you try talking? Any of you guys? Can chat hear you them now?
I don't know.
We can hear it very, very faintly. Try again. I just cranked up the volume. Any of you guys? Just say anything. It's okay.
I like to pee.
I have a microphone.
Okay. I think that's good volume. Chat, is that okay?
No one responding, bro.
Okay, whatever. I'm sure it's... No. I mean, yes. Yeah? Okay. I'm trusting you guys. I don't know what it sounds like. Okay. Okay, let's do this. I whipped my toothbrush out, ready to brush. Oh my god, this is already off to a wild start. Okay, I whipped my toothbrush out, ready to brush my teeth, but the toothpaste wasn't there. That was when I remembered it ran out. Mom, I called. Do you have the new toothpaste yet? Guys, keep in mind this is when I was like, I don't know. I say I was 12 at the time, but it could have been younger. It's totally unfiltered child's mind. Everything writing this. What a hook. Okay. I get confused. Why would I like Okay, it's like, do you have the new toothpaste yet? I call. Yes, she replied. I think you'll like this one. I was confused. Why would I like toothpaste? It must have been really good because I hated brushing my teeth. No, you guys haven't. This is nothing yet. This is nothing. This is just the introduction. Okay. We lived in this little cottage in the countryside. Wow, just completely random exposition that I'm sure won't come back later. We lived in this little cottage in the countryside. Mum liked it there, but I definitely didn't. The jungles and trees creeped me out, and the shops were ages away. Okay. My mom walked over and handed me this tube of toothpaste. It read, magic toothpaste.
Wow, magic toothpaste.
Wow, that's amazing. That sounds like... Oh, Baron's saying, wait until they read the principal story. That one's insane. Yeah, well, you guys will see that. Just wait. Just jungles in the country. I don't know, man. I don't know how old I was when I wrote this. This was like... anything is possible in the mind of a child. I rolled my eyes as I kept on thinking about how babyish, I don't think that's a word, but whatever, how babyish the toothpaste was as I brushed. But it was different. I just didn't realize it then. It was so nice. The toothpaste tasted just like the richest chocolate on earth, and it felt like cream. Soon I realized I didn't need to spit into the basin. I was swallowing everything instead. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, wait. When I finally finished, I went to put the toothpaste back, but something bright red was at the bottom of the toothpaste container. Something I never realized before. It read, warning, do not swallow.
What? You got asthma?
I gulped. Okay, I suddenly saw the world closing in on me. Everything was blurry.
12-year-old, were you?
You're a weird 12-year-old.
Oh my god, you have no idea. Okay, man. I suddenly.
You need this. You need this magic toothpaste. Fix your trash taste, man. I'm out.
Here I am publicly embarrassing myself for entertainment. Yay.
Yay.
It's funny though. Okay, I dropped the tube of toothpaste before I collapsed. I gasped as I woke up with a start. Okay, I looked at Isekai. I looked around, still breathing really deeply. There were curtains around me. I also heard a faint beeping noise. The smell of medicine filled my nostrils, and I immediately knew I was in the hospital. The curtains in front of me suddenly opened up, and I saw my mom, dad, and a doctor. My parents stared at me in horror. They were terrified. Soon they were on their knees crying and sobbing. What was going on? Was there something wrong with me? Okay, the process has already started. The doctor groaned. I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. It's almost definitely permanent. Okay.
Be more dangerous.
I don't think I realized how funny this was when I wrote it. The process? What process? I shouted, confused. What happened? What's permanent? The doctor handed me a mirror. When I saw myself, I gasped. My face was gone. Completely. I reached up and touched my face. I could still feel my skin, but I couldn't see it. Colgate. I just straight up name dropped Colgate. Colgate has created a new toothpaste without realizing it was dangerous.
What?
How do you realize? Yeah, they just casually created a toothpaste without realizing it was dangerous.
They just accidentally
Yep.
created a toothpaste that could make you invisible. Don't worry.
Yep, amazing.
It shouldn't be an accident.
Sue them. The doctor explained they made it taste like chocolate so people would buy it. Unfortunately, the toothpaste can turn you invisible if swallowed. So far, only your head's gone, but you're going to be stuck like this until you find a cure. I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. Just straight up. Okay. To be fair to my 12-year-old self, I also read a lot of short stories as a kid as well. And okay, I don't know if anyone else knows who this is, since I live in Australia and but do you know who Paul Jennings is?
No, I don't
No,
know.
okay, you don't need to know. It's fine. He wrote a lot of weird short stories, and I read a lot of them when I was a kid, and I was mostly inspired by that. So he was like, oh, this guy makes weird short stories. I will make weird short stories without realizing how weird it is. Okay, let's just go. That day, I went back home again. My parents tried not to look at me. It was too horrible having a son with no head. It was torture. Every day, one of my body parts would slowly disappear.
No head or no face?
My head. I think it meant my head is just gone. It's not there anymore. It was unclear. I don't know. Okay, it was torture.
Awesome.
What?
All your body parts are disappearing. That explains where your muscles went.
Ah! My parents tried not to look at me, not that hard when you're invisible. Good point. My parents would have sold me to the circus. Okay. I couldn't say it. It was the 12th day after the incident when the phone rang. My dad answered it. He stood there for about 10 seconds, holding the phone to his ear, then dropped it to the floor. His face turned pale. What's going on? I asked, surprised and confused. It's a scientist, Dad said with a tinge of worry in his voice, staring into nothingness. Wait a second, a scientist just straight up called us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does the scientist know our phone?
He just casually knows where my phone is. He said,
Actually, don't worry.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah. What kind of doctors are those? It's like, just the dad answers, just like, oh, who are you? It's just okay. It's a scientist, Dad said with a tinge of worry in his voice, staring into nothingness. He said, if your whole body turns invisible, you will disintegrate completely. They are doing everything they can to find a cure. How does he know that? It must have happened to
like that without knowing.
I don't know.
Like how the fuck? What ingredients
think
are they using?
It's like you think it'd be simple to just add chocolate flavor to the toothpaste, but no, they must have added some mystery ingredient that turned you invisible and has you disappear completely if you turn invisible.
How did they even get access to that?
I don't know. No, you see, this is under the assumption that me writing this was thinking at all, or if anything in this world makes sense. Dux is like, I see nothing wrong with this story. Okay, they're doing everything they can to find a cure. And what should I do? I asked. Trust them with your life, he replied. Yep, the same scientists who created, you just casually created a toothpaste without checking that it was safe. Yeah, I can totally trust them. He replied, they'll come up with a cure soon. I know it. He then walked off. I knew I couldn't just stand there, so I picked up the phone. What's delaying you from creating the cure? I asked the scientist. One thing, he replied. We need a leaf from the Dioscorea villosa. Oh yes, you can see that. You can see that the 12-year-old Brandon did his research on this. He did a Google search of it. Weird exotic plants that are hard to find. The wild yam. But they're extraordinarily rare, and they're really hard to find. It can't just spring up in someone's backyard or anything. Where can they be found? I asked in hope. Deep in the hearts of rainforests or big jungles, he replied. How convenient!
Magical forest.
Convenient.
We've sent loads of people to search for the missing ingredients. Why? Oh, I said, just curious. I hung up the phone.
Sending a 12-year-old to a forest.
Yeah. I hung up the phone. Trust this random scientist you've never met. Literally the plot of Steins Gate. Okay. I hung up the phone. I hung up the phone, sprinted to the computer, and searched up what the plant looked like. I smiled. I smiled.
What?
Okay, just
How does it like?
time skip. There I was, trekking the forest miles away from home at about 1:30 in the morning. I was tired and hungry from the lack of sleep and constant walking. I kept getting scratches all over my body. I hoped I'd find something soon. I'd been searching the forest for at least half an hour.
Wow.
That used to be a long time for a kid, but just like,
Yeah.
that's it? You are only searching for half an hour?
Wow.
You're already tired.
So long. That's
And I'm
almost
already
like
tired.
50 minutes
Oh
a day.
man, I was searching for an entire 30 minutes.
Oh my god, that's so long.
How terrible. Oh man. Okay, suddenly something caught my eye. Something I recognized. I shined my torch around it while moving closer. I picked it up. Yes, I screamed to the moon. I found it. I've actually found the plant. I'm gonna be cured.
You can't find it, but you can find it.
The scientist couldn't find it, but the 12-year-old can. Sure.
Wow.
Wait, how would
Like
I
half
even?
an hour.
How would I be able to recognize it?
I don't know. Google.
It's
implanted
not.
something in your
I-
brain.
yeah,
Only when I
it's
got
not
older
memory
did I
like that.
realize how difficult it is to recognize plants. Sure. In the middle of the night too. Okay. Suddenly I heard growling, and I knew that meant trouble.
Bear?
I turned around and looked at a pack of irritated and infuriated creatures. What creatures?
Oh my god.
They looked hungry to the bone, and it looked like they wanted me for a midnight snack. I instantly started racing home as fast as my legs could carry me. As fast as I'd ever dared to go. I mean, as if you're risking anything by not going as fast as you can. But picks up a random plant. This has got to be it. Bro picked up the
gotta be
trippy
it.
leaf.
Plot twist. The plant was not actually the right plant.
It's the wrong plant. It's a,
Oh my god.
there.
It's like the poisonous
It's
version.
the
And
there.
then it kills you.
There! I was almost home. I kept running for my life. I didn't care about the branches that were scratching and bruising me. How am I able to
I
run
think
properly?
poison.
I was almost home. Oh no! The plant! It flew straight out of my hands and onto the ground. I went back for it, but the wolves. They were wolves!
Wolf!
I couldn't bother actually naming the fact that they were wolves. I had to say the creatures and assume that everyone instantly knew what it was. But the wolves,
Obviously.
I had already started ripping them to shreds. Soon, there was none left.
Oh.
Why would they go after the plant instead of me?
I know, like,
Yeah.
since when did wolves like plants?
Exactly.
Like,
It's just for story reasons, okay? This is an all is lost moment. This is an all is lost, everything is lost moment. Of course, they had to go against the plant because that's what I wanted. I rushed to the door, yanked it open, dashed inside, and slammed the door shut. I hoped the monstrous beasts would stay away from me. Okay. To be fair, my thought process at this time, was that like, because like, you know, when you're in like primary school and all that, like the teachers are always encouraging you to use synonyms for words. They're always going, you can't just say the same word over and over again. No, you can't just say wolves. You've got to say monstrous beasts. You've got to, and they always encourage you to exaggerate everything. You can't just straight up say what's happening. You've got to use like 5 adjectives as well. Always.
And then not even use the word because obviously.
Yeah, because
from
that's
your
too obvious.
Everyone's gonna know.
Yeah, that's what the
exactly you're
teachers
saying,
always told you.
obviously.
You've got to add, yeah, Baron's like, you got to add adverbs to everything. Actually, wolves don't live in jungles. Bold of you to assume that me as a kid understood how geography worked. The wolves didn't even want the plant. They just knew Brandon did and they were being spiteful. Monstrous. Come to find out that they're no bigger than a dog. Okay. Just tearing me apart, not more than the plant. Okay. I hoped the monstrous beasts would stay away from me then. My legs were shaking from all the running. I lost everything. The plant, it's gone. I'd never get cured. All hope is lost. It's just, we're trying to go for something melodramatic here, but it's not.
Plot twist: the scientists were the wolves.
Scientists were the wolves. Daniel! I heard the voice call. Wait a second, that was my name? Wait, did I miss
Daniel.
that? Okay, Daniel, I heard a voice
That's
call.
the first time it's ever coming up in this story.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't think I actually got name dropped ever.
Yeah.
It's just okay, Daniel, I heard a voice call. They found it! They found the plan! I saw my dad rush in excitement. I stared at him in disbelief. Had they really found the plan? They're making the cure now, he said excitedly. One of the scientists said he found it in his backyard.
They literally said it couldn't be found in someone's backyard.
Amazing! That's the joke. That's literally the joke. It's not like it's something you can find in your backyard. Find it in your backyard. And that's the end of the story. That's the punchline. That's the punchline to all this. I go through all that only for the scientist to find it in his backyard.
You will never know whether you are invisible.
Yeah, they'll never know. Dude,
You're
it
just
does.
gonna be partially invisible for the rest of your life.
I gotta admit, reading this, that is just comedy gold. Just like absolute best punchline. Just like all that, just for the stupidest. Oh yeah, they found it in his backyard. The scientist was later fired. Jameson says,
The scientist that found it in his backyard was the one that said it couldn't be found in her backyard.
I'm pretty sure it is. That's what makes it funnier. Better than Marvel. Brandon is a postmodernist writer, I see. I don't know about you guys, but this was a masterpiece already. That's
Yeah.
okay. Who wants to move on to the next one? That was the end of that story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay.
Oh, actually, no. I'm gonna save this one for last. Actually, the next one is simply titled "Fear."
Wow.
That's it.
Scary.
Fear.
Here.
It makes
Brandon-
me so scared.
Yeah.
I'm like gonna start shaking from fear. Oh my god.
Legend says
Scary.
Brandon's still planning his revenge on the wolves. Okay, John Ryan asks, Brandon, do you have friends? You know, I'm not sure. I would answer honestly and just say no, but it's like, I'm actually not quite sure anymore. I don't know. Everyone's paid actors. Everyone is just paid. Oh yeah, no, I'm a paid actor too. I live in Australia. Remember? Everyone's a paid actor here.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
He watches anime. He doesn't have friends. Okay. This is a bit too mean now. I'm going to go back to reading this. Okay. Okay. I gotta provide some context into this, okay? Because like the joke is not going to make any sense if we just straight up read this by itself. So what happened was, we were sitting in class, and the teacher asked us, like this was English class, and the teacher asked us, everyone needs to write a short story, and it's based on the subject of fear. All right, so that's what the theme is. That's what everyone's got to write the story around. And we went around the class, and they'd raise their hands. The kids would raise their hands, and for suggestions for things that the fear could be about. So fear of what? It could be fear of this. It could be fear of that. So the things. The suggestions that the teacher wrote up on the board were fear of heights, claustrophobia, fear of drowning, and exams. Right. So those were the things. Those were the things that the teacher. And out of everyone, any of us could choose one. The teacher said, okay, you guys hear a bunch of ideas. You could choose one of these ideas. Me, being a smartass, decided, I'm going to do one on all of them.
Wow.
So I just decided, all those things, I'm just going to smush them all together and write a story where the kid is scared of all of those things specifically. So...
Nothing else.
Yep. You're probably
Specifically those.
Tom feels that you're probably wondering how I got here. Fear of Brandon's writing. Fear of Brandon's screaming schedule. Stop it, guys. Stop it. This is mean. Okay, so naturally I just started off the story with this. This is absolutely ridiculous. My body was shivering in terror. Everybody knows that I have a fear of heights, claustrophobia, fear of drowning, and fear of exams. And what does the universe do? It locks me in a metal box high up on a diving board towering above a swimming pool where I need to escape from the box inside the pool before I drown, all for my swimming exams.
Why would you be in a box?
Because the teacher locked me in it. Yeah, this is just funnier the more I imagine it. Like, the teacher just went, yep, everybody, this is part of our swimming exams. Everyone just climb into this metal box, and I'm going to place it. I need to place it on a diving board up above the swimming pool. I'm going to push you in, and you've got to escape. Yep, 10 out of 10 teacher. Amazing.
10 out of 10 teaching ability definitely deserves a promotion to principal.
I wonder how many kids died because of this.
No.
It's Houdini. Yeah, it's literally Houdini. It's like, yeah, Houdini's stunt. All my kids that I'm teaching have got to do that for the swimming exams now.
Wow.
My body
But
was
like 10 out of 10 teacher deserves like 50,000 promotions.
precisely. Yeah, no, that's okay. Sleeping Stone says you pass if you make it out alive, but that's literally it. That's literally what it is. If either you make it out alive and pass the test, or die. That's.
You thought you get an F.
My body was frozen in terror. My eyes squeezed shut. I didn't move. I knew I would be pushed down any second. Nothing happened. I dared to open my eyes and took in my surroundings. Pretty much everything was metal, with lines traveling in a crisscross pattern across the walls. Why am I describing this? It's just like, yes, I am in a life or death situation here. I'm going to take my time to observe what the texture of the metal is in this metal box. Suddenly I noticed a small crack on the bottom corner of the box. For a split second, my fears forgotten, I wondered why it was there, but all my fears came rushing back into my head like a wave when the world shifted beneath my feet. I was falling. Why, universe? Why does this have to be happening to me? I knew that I hit the water when I came to an abrupt stop and smacked my head against the cold, hard wall. 10 out of 10 teacher, you guys, remember.
Yeah.
My breathing quickened. I squeezed my eyes even harder to the point where they hurt and coiled up into a ball. Fear made my body paralyzed, unable to move. I wish that this had never happened. I was going to die. This is literally what's gonna happen.
Wow.
I suddenly felt something cold against my foot. I looked down and realized it was water. The water was pouring in through the crack. I screamed and banged my fist against the metal walls. I see. In my mind, when I was a kid, this was perfectly fine because it's not like water's rushing into the box. It was airtight. It was supposed to be that you have as much time as you need to escape from the box. And
What about if you run out of oxygen?
I never thought of that. That's not a thing. I just thought you'd be able to sit in there forever.
Think oxygen didn't exist.
Yeah, I just thought it'd last forever. Just like, yeah, it'll last for some time. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it.
Why, universe? Why must you treat me this way? That straight up sounds like a meme. That's the teacher's goals are beyond mortal understanding. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I screamed and banged my fist against the metal walls, even though I knew it was pointless. Then it dawned on me. If there was a crack in the walls, perhaps I could kick it until it got big enough for me to squeeze through. Then I could swim out. That sounds incredibly dangerous. What if... Okay. How did I not think of any of this? I lifted my foot and went to kick against the crack, but I stopped. Making the crack bigger would make the water pour in faster. Duh. Then now I finally think of something. And then I would run out of air and drown, and I would be stuck in this box, and the sharks would come and finish me off. Okay, there were sharks.
No sharks?
No, I think this is just me being paranoid. I was trying to show to the reader that I'm thinking of like a million different things at once and making up scenarios.
It's a swimming pool. Why would you think there would be sharks?
Because I'm panicking. That's what my panicking.
Swimming pool.
I know, but I'm thinking of whatever. I'm thinking of a million different things at once. I'm not thinking rationally. That's the point of this. It's like, oh wait, let's see. Wait. Fear isn't gonna help me. I realized as I was being paranoid, and not I was wasting time. You aren't being that paranoid as I thought. You're actually trapped in a life or death situation. What the hell, teacher? What?
The teacher is like the best teacher ever, deserves like 50 million promotions. Like,
Amazing.
promote her to the principal's principal.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, the teacher to the principal's principal.
Like the entire point of this is that it's supposed to be teaching you. It's like, see, fear isn't good. You're supposed to overcome your fears and stuff. But like, I'd say this is a pretty rational fear. This isn't exactly that you being paranoid. This is like. You are actually in a life.
Paranoid. This is you about to die.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This was my only. I mean, I could have at least make it so that there's like some psycho teacher or something who deserves to be fired, but nah, it just completely ignores that. Yeah, this is completely normal, you know.
Who allowed this teacher to start teaching?
Okay, you see, I didn't think of that. Okay, this was my only chance. If I didn't kick it open, then I would drown here anyways. I had to be brave, despite the situation. I stomped hard, because again, this is supposed to be the thing. The crack isn't supposed to be there, so it's not the teacher's fault.
It's not the teacher's fault.
It's not the teacher's fault. This protagonist makes Kazuma look intelligent. Okay. Okay, I stomped hard on the crack and it opened up. Water poured in faster, but I continued stomping on it as hard as I could. Suddenly the floor popped off and the water filled the box completely. I took one last deep breath before it did. This is my chance. I dove down out of the box and pushed myself toward the pool walls. I grabbed onto the edge and hurled myself up. I took a deep breath as my head broke the surface of the water. As I wiped the water from my face, I saw someone standing over me. Mom.
Oh my god,
Mom.
so scary.
That's the end of the story. That's the end of the story.
What's the context?
That's the end of the story. Just like, I saw someone standing above me. Mom. It's like, what does that mean? What is this?
Context is just gone at this
Just go.
point.
I think it's supposed to. I think it's supposed to mean. I think it's supposed to mean that it's like, oh, she was the one who planned this the entire time. But like, I never explained. I never elaborated on it. It was just supposed to be the twist ending. So it had to end on that because it wouldn't be as much of a twist if it continued explaining after. So I just typed mom and expected that everyone else would get it. Like, yeah, they'll get it. It's fine.
Yeah, everyone totally got it, like 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I totally understood that.
Yes. It's funny, but in the most unintentional way, where it's just like that you just end the story. It's like, yes, I saw someone standing over me. Mom.
Mom.
That's it. There's nothing else to the story. I never explained anywhere else. That's just.
Will we
No,
ever
Mom was just.
understand the true meaning?
No, Mom was just watching you freak out.
How did she even get
It's just
there?
watching you drown slowly.
Just watching you
don't
drown.
worry.
You know, it's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine. That was.
Normal.
Okay, Brandon, you said that was the real element of fear, not the heights, exams, or drowning, but the fear of mom. What happens next? Find out next time on Fear. No, except there is no next time. That's it. There's nothing else to the story. This is like me. Okay,
That
okay.
was why.
If in case it wasn't obvious yet, I was autistic when I was a child. I was just some. Okay, that was weird. Okay, and I think I saved the weirdest one for last. And as you can see from a title like this, Spray and Spank.
Oh no.
Oh no, what could this possibly mean?
Spray and span. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Okay, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, but when I'm back, we're going to read through this, and but until then, I'm just gonna let you guys. I'm just gonna let you guys speculate a little bit on what this story could possibly mean. He's just like, I'm sorry, spray and what? And just, again, no filter. There was no filter. Oh no, that's perfectly normal. You know, I didn't see. I didn't fully comprehend why that would be weird or mean anything terrible. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave you guys on this. Until then, I'll see you in like 5 minutes. No context. Just. Okay, I'm back. Ahem.
He wanted you to return.
Wait, what? Okay. Hello, back. Okay.
Oh. Hello.
Okay. Let's continue with this story. This is the last one for this stream. I'm pretty sure I have like a few other stories, but they're like mostly unfinished, and I'm pretty sure these are the most like, yeah, that's fine. I'm just.
Okay.
Anyways, this is the last one for the stream. This whatever that is. Okay, let's do this. I quickly pushed the doors open to the cafeteria as I rushed inside. Splat. It's an ambush. I'm blinded. I stagger around looking for a weapon. There. I grab what feels like a gun and I squeeze it. Pow!
He's a gun.
I don't know. I wipe my eyes with the back of my hand. I can see the bottle of mustard in my hand and I smile. World's greatest weapon. Okay, I have so many questions, first of all.
Find someone.
What even is going on?
I don't, it'll explain. This is supposed to be, it starts in the middle of everything, First off, why is my first instinct when I'm ambushed to reach for a gun? And why do I and how on earth do I grab a
It's
bottle?
a school cafeteria. Why do you think there's gonna be a gun?
I grab the bottle of mustard and I thought it was a gun. How does it feel like a gun? And I squeeze
How
it.
does a mustard bottle feel like a gun?
I don't know. Fast-paced action added to find it. Yeah, exactly. Jameson gets it. It starts in medias res. That's. How does it make a pow sound? I don't know, guys. It's automatic.
Mustard making gun noises. This makes no sense.
It is.
We're all confused.
It's
World's greatest weapon. Oh my god. Okay. I look up and see someone stagger around and fall to the floor. His face is almost completely covered in mustard. I look around.
Oh, it's a food war.
I love how the story hasn't even gotten to the weird part yet, and it's just like a million different questions. It's like, oh, that's not the weird part yet. Okay. Just Fine course. At least it starts off good. There's an instantly generated conflict, and his instinct to grab a gun shows character. I didn't understand Evangelion at first either. Maybe the story is also a masterpiece that takes serious thought to interpret. Okay. I look around and yes, this is a food fight. I look around and see chaos. Food flying around everywhere like a street with no traffic lights. Uncontrollable. I mean, there are plenty of streets with no traffic lights. I don't. In my kid brain, was it just whenever you remove the traffic lights, everyone just drives forward with no concern of everyone else? Like, I run around with my mustard gun in my hands and with my sausage bombs, aiming carefully, then striking. I love how this implies that you throw the sausage and then it just spontaneously explodes. Just.
What? How do you even get the sauces?
I don't know. That's the thing. Like, I don't think me as a kid I'd actually understood how a school cafeteria worked, because at my school at the time, everyone just bought their own lunch, or they bought something from like the tuck shop or something, which is what we call it here. But like, there's no cafeteria. We don't have that in Australia as much. So like, I just assumed, well, this is what America's like. I'm sure it'll make sense to them.
Totally.
It's the opening. Okay, it's the opening of the doors that makes everyone freeze in place, not daring to move. So they're just okay. They know who this person is, but not me when I opened up the doors, even though it's the same thing. Okay, bro got involved in a food fight, immediately reached for this trap. This must take place in the US. I agree. Perhaps the child version of Brandon Talks was an undiscovered genius, and we are the dumb ones. Okay, this takes a special kind of genius. Why is this being treated like war? Brandon over here putting high explosive in other people's food. Okay, not daring to move. People carefully look to the side, even though they already know exactly who it is. For the first time, I lay my eyes upon the principal of my new school. He's a cranky-looking old man that looks about 60 years old. He has a thin mustache and a nearly completely bald head, except for the parts around his ears, which are grey. I didn't know what that hairstyle was called, so except for the parts around his ears, which are grey. He's really the typical cranky school principal, but even though he's old, he doesn't look all crippled or worn down at all. In fact, he looks rather crippled. Oh my god, crippled! I didn't mean it in that way. I just meant it in a he's not like hunched over with a cane and stuff. God, I didn't have a.
Why would he be?
Because he's old. I don't know. For some reason, when I was a kid, I thought 60 years old was like extremely old. Like oh my god. Young Brandon thinks all old people are just decrepit. In fact, he looks rather strong compared to his age. Not the big weightlifting strong, but still in shape. Okay, right next to me is a kid about my age. What's he going to do? I asked. I don't know, new kid, he replies. Well, obviously. Oh, yes, I was the new kid. But obviously, it's going to be something bad. Also, here's a tip for your first day of school. Just casually giving me a lecture. Also, here's a tip for your first day of school. Like, total NPC behavior. Whatever you do not get badly involved with Principal Spanker. That's his name! That's his name!
Spanker.
Nice.
Principal Spanker! Oh my god!
I see now where you got the name for the story.
He can be really mean if he has to. What does he normally do as punishment? I ask. I wonder.
You'll wonder.
I wonder. He hesitates with a worried look at his face for a second before he speaks. You don't want to know, he says. Trust me, you just don't want to know. What is this? Principal Spanker suddenly booms, looking at the disgusting mess. His voice makes me shiver. Nobody dares to make the slightest noise. I said, what is this? He repeats angrily, waiting for an answer. Who started this? Everyone slowly turns, at the same time backing away from the middle, spacing out, finally to reveal one person in the middle. His legs are knocking. His eyes look like they are going to pop out of their sockets. He is shivering in fear. He looks so scared he could wet his pants any second. He's my guide for my first day of school and my only friend, Michael. Why does that sound like a plot twist when it isn't? It was worded as if it's like, Michael. Oh my gosh, it's Michael, guys.
Oh my god, so scary.
Legends say Principal Spanker still strikes fear into children's hearts to this day. Michael, stay there, the principal says in a quiet but dangerous voice. Principal Spanker turns around and walks into his office. Everyone knows what that means, except for me. Why would I know that then? Why would everyone know that everyone knows what that means? He later comes back in with, wait for it, a belt. He is clutching it in his hand tightly, slowly approaching Michael, torturingly. I could almost hear Michael's voice in his head saying, help me, over and over again. Michael now looks, oh my god, is this safe for the stream? Am I going to... Michael now looks like he's going to die of fear. He's shivering in his socks. Principal Spanker.
Socks.
I don't know. These are the type of metaphors and synonyms and stuff that you'd see in school. The only thing that Principal Spanker stops in his... Yeah, have you read Matilda? The principal reminds me of Miss Trunchbull a little bit. Yes, I did read Matilda and all of Roald Dahl's books when I was a kid. Very much like also love these books, but yeah, the very fantastical like, yeah, just I don't know. Principal Spanker stops in his tracks. He looks down at poor Michael. I don't understand. What is he doing? I wonder. I wonder. FBI on speed dial. The principal lifts up the belt he is holding above his head. That is when something in my head clicks. Now I understand what he's doing. Dense matcha. Michael is now on his knees, his hands together like he's praying to God, is mouthing the words, please, please. Principal Swanker builds the belt down at a terrific speed, creating a loud whack. Michael screams. Oh my god! Michael screams in terror. Dark, fresh, and red blood. The turtles down Michael's back. What the hell? Dark, fresh, and red blood. Oh my god!
Principaling license or whatever it's called.
You've got to use adjective. Oh my god. Written by a 12-year-old. You see, as a kid, I didn't see this as that dark. This was just, yeah, that's just what it is, you know. Blood, fine, whatever. I didn't comprehend anything. I didn't. And then that's when, precisely when the sex bot barges in. Beautiful girls here, guys. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You need the move.
Okay. It is a terrifying sight. I feel like I'm going to faint. What type of a principal does this? I don't understand. Principals are supposed to be good. That's why they're principals in the first place. But this is madness. This isn't just madness. This is can't believe the anime adaptation. As Principal Spanker brings the belt down for the last time, and Michael again screams in pain and falls to the floor, then walks off. Right before he opens the door, he turns back. I hope you've learned an important lesson from this, he shouts. He then leaves the room. As soon as the door closes, people come over to Michael to help him. That's the inaccurate part of this, as if anyone would help. This is illegal, that's what it is. I'm pretty sure I acknowledged that in this story. At the very least, I at least knew, like, no, this is bad. This is illegal. You shouldn't be doing this. Oh. As soon as the door closes, people come over to Michael to help him. Michael winces in pain. One of Michael's friends gets his phone out and calls his parents. I also realize that Michael isn't the only one who's been... I see a few scars on people's legs too. One even looks like it was only from a couple days ago. Michael is brought to the sick bay. His parents come in a few minutes and take him home. I never see Michael again for the rest of the day.
The rest of the day? You just didn't see him for the rest of the day.
At home, I complain to mom and dad about how our principal is insane, how he spanks naughty children. But my dad just laughs. That's been illegal for decades, he says. The police would know about this if he spanked children. This 12-year-old talks like he was born during the war. Nobody would listen to me. No, this is straight up like this was partly inspired by Matilda, so like that, if that explains anything, like, you know, how Miss Trunchbull, like, she just throws the naughty children across the fence and nearly kills them, and the parents don't believe them and stuff like that. Yeah, that's nobody would listen to me. You don't want to go to the you don't want to go to the school, don't you? My mom says. Do you have a problem? Is someone teasing you? You know, I could easily report to the principal about this. No, I shout. I'm okay, really. Okay. Legend says Michael's never been the same since. They both look at me confused. Then they shrug their shoulders. You know, I don't want anyone else to get hurt. That would just make things worse. Yeah, I'm sure it would. Nobody even did anything wrong to me anyways. Nobody's been teasing me. The next day, I walk home with Michael. Everything is silent for a while. Yeah, he's just back, you know. Everything is silent for a while until I speak up. You started the food fight. I say, what the hell is this? I don't show him any sympathy, nothing. I just say, you started the food fight. Nothing. What? He says surprised. Why did you Why did you start the food fight? I ask. Michael sighs. I didn't do it on purpose, obviously, he says. Abdullah and I were arguing about who could make the best comments. Okay, this was, in case it wasn't obvious, these names were based on, kids I knew in real life, like friends and stuff, so it's like, there's no way I would have come up with this name out of nowhere. Okay. The chat's like, this is a story. What have I just witnessed? Then you blame him? No, I'm not blaming him. It's not supposed to come across that way. It's more supposed to be that I was like, oh, I want to know what happened. Character development. Okay. I didn't. Michael sighs. He's not even offended. He's just, yeah, this is typical Brandon. I didn't do it on purpose, obviously, he said. Abdullah and I were arguing about who could make the best comics. It turned out his were better by far. I had to admit. I got angry, so I pushed him. I don't know why. It was like something else was controlling me. I would never push Abdullah. He's my friend. The demons, he's my friend. I have no idea what I was thinking. Abdullah's head bunked onto someone else's real hard. That just plays it off like it's a goofy bonk, but that sort of thing can actually cause a concussion. That's
like bonk,
bonk, you know, whatever.
Bonk.
Protagonist straight up turns into Sherlock. Okay. The other person got so surprised, his sausage flew out of his hands and went into someone's face. That person thought it was on purpose, so he threw a blob of mashed potatoes at someone else's face. That caused a chain reaction, and I got the blame. You're just casually that happens. Like, oh, whoops! The sausage just go kamikazes into someone's face and just.
It's like totally so casual.
Yeah, so that totally happens all the time.
No.
Wow, I say that's terrible.
Wow, that's clever.
Wow, that's. And then it just moves on. That's it. It doesn't even someone just gives him your entire thing. It's like, wow. I literally, I'm just like, wow, that's terrible. That's straight up Oblivion NPC dialogue right there. It's just, wow, that's terrible. Moves on.
The NPC dialogue.
Oh my god. Suddenly I see something colorful, very colorful. It's impossible to miss. A shop that looks like an explosion of colors happened inside. Gadgets spinning around. I just moved on. I don't care about Michael anymore. Okay.
You'll never know what happened to Michael.
You see the shop?
Oh, look, a shop.
Let's forget about it.
Shop. It's plot relevant, I swear. A shop that looks like an explosion of colors happened inside. Gadgets spinning around and flying around everywhere. The shop reads, Marvin's Marvelous Magic. Want to go inside? I say, pointing at the shop. Michael shrugs his shoulders. Why not? Yeah, it seems Michael has also moved on. Like, he just doesn't care anymore either. I don't think child me fully comprehended the horror of what just happened to him. I just went, oh yeah, you know, it's a little thing, you know, he's just...
It's like,
whatever.
oh no, anyway.
Oh no, anyway. Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, anyways.
And he's like, why not? The place is incredible. Everything's so colorful, it's hard to see. But one thing that stands out in front of everything else. A rusty brown rundown can. It looks like a piece of junk. I slowly approach the can. I pick it up and I just make out the words "Life in a Can." I read the back and gasp. This is perfect. A plan in my head is slowly unraveling itself already. I look around the shop. I'm sure little Sherlock Holmes here. I'm already got a plan. I look around the shop, trying to find Michael. Finally, after about 15 minutes, that's a long time.
What?
I had no concept of time. He's at the one shop looking around for him for like 15 minutes. I find him. He's playing with a flying toy train. Wait, again, there's so many things here. There's so many things here. It's like either that indicates that I had no concept of time as a kid, or the shop is just that big that it took me 15 minutes to find him. Either way,
I'm concerned.
He's playing with a flying toy train. We need to go, I say. Why? Michael asks, looking up at me. We just got here. This is the the flying toy train is just like, yeah, whatever. What this rusty brown can? That's what we need. This is the real. It's like, who cares about that toy train that is literally flying?
I know, right? That's like so normal. You see like 50 of those in every household.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we just got. This is the answer to all our problems, I say, showing him the can. Michael's face suddenly looks disappointed. You want that piece of junk? Michael shouts. Read the back, I say, handing Michael the can. He turns it around and reads it. His mouth slowly moves into a smile. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Michael asks. Yeah, I reply. Yeah, it must be something really special if you're ignoring a flying toy train. 2 days later, Michael and I have already discussed the plan. Now we're ready to put it into action. If we already know what the plan is, why did it take us 2 days to discuss it? Okay. I peer through the window of Principal Spanker's office store. Nobody is there. My heart is thumping so loudly. I'm afraid somebody could hear it. We got tension here, guys. I can't believe that I'm doing this. If I'm caught, I'm dead meat. I rattle the doorknob. Locked, I say to Michael. He quickly tosses me a paperclip, and I catch it. I then open up the paperclip and stick the 1 point through the keyhole. I keep wiggling the paperclip around until it goes right through. Yep, that's simple. Then I twist it, and the door creaks open. I'm so nervous. Wait a second. Cool. Oh, cool, sorry. Michael's already in the depths of despair. That's why he didn't get Michael revenge arc. The can's actually a pipe bomb. I was missing chat.
Pipe bomb.
Everyone's speculating on what the can could possibly be. Okay, then I twist it and the door creaks open. Okay. I'm so nervous. My hands are shaking around like never before. I take a deep breath and I feel slightly better. I think of turning back, but I know I can never back down now. I mean, you can, but... Michael and I gasp when we see what's inside. Belts covered in blood. They're everywhere. There must be at least 50 of them. Above every belt. Holy crap, this is straight out of a horror movie. What was I thinking? Just belt covered in blood. That is like terrifying. They're everywhere. There must be at least 50 of them. Above every belt are signs, with each of them saying what they're used for. One says for cheating. Another says for lying. One even says for wearing. At first I don't get it, but then I realize it doesn't have any blood. Of course, Principal Spanker needs belts to wear as well.
Why would he keep his belt to wear in his office? Shouldn't he put it alone?
I don't know.
On him?
Wait, no, that's not even the least of our concerns. We straight up go into this horror movie scene, and he's just going around, and then he just casually goes, "Oh yes, of course." It's just moved on already. It's just a hobby. This is a criminal. Okay.
Concerning.
It's more than just concerning. The room. The room is a scary sight.
I can't get over this. What even is the name Principal Spank?
It's the sort of to be fair, that's the sort of name that you'd see in children's books. You know, like just totally like out there names like.
I mean, you're not wrong though.
Yeah, Joe says, "God, this writing is so bad. I would like to say you've gotten way better, but I wouldn't know as I don't watch your content." Oh my god. The room is a scary sight. It's like I'm standing at a murderer's house. I want to run. I want to scream. I want my mom to be here right now.
Run.
But I know I have to finish this. I have to do it quickly. I can see the look in Michael's eyes, and I can tell he is very scared. He's staring at the one Principal Spanker used on him. It says, for creating riots. That is oddly specific. He just has everything neatly organized. I mean, to be fair, that is like cartoon villain stuff right there. Just completely exaggerated. Don't worry, I say to him. I'll take care of it. I whip out the can and start spraying every belt I see. Especially the one that says for wearing. My smile gets bigger and bigger as I spray. Mission accomplished. I think it's supposed to be obvious by now, but well, what the can actually does, but whatever. I do watch his content. I can tell you it's gotten even worse. Okay. Mission accomplished. Footsteps. Clonk, clonk, clonk. Only Principal Spanker's footsteps sound like that. He has very thick shoes with wood. I signal to Michael that it's time to go. I love how I'm constantly bringing up these like oddly specific things that nobody would think about, but I do. It's like, okay. Too late. I can already see Principal Spanker behind the door through the window. He isn't looking at us yet. Michael and I dive to a hiding spot. Anywhere, just as long as we're not seen. Michael and I hide behind Principal Spanker's desk. The door creaks open. No key rattle or anything. Suddenly I remember that we didn't lock the door. Footsteps.
Oh, no.
Oh no. Footsteps. Okay, that was the one that actually worked. That was actually a pretty good like moment of tension there. I was like, oh my god, that is actually terrifying. Footsteps. They're getting louder and louder. The footsteps stop. It stays like that for a while. The sweat is trickling down my neck like a waterfall and my hand is shivering. And that's not because it's cold. Now the sound of lever is sliding on something. The sound stops. Oh my god, this is actually genuinely terrifying. Oh my god.
True.
Okay. Now the sound of lever sliding on something. The sound stops. My mind is racing and it won't stop. I feel like I'm going to faint. But if I do, my head will bump on the floor and Michael and I would get caught. Now footsteps again. Finally, a door creaks open and shut. I wipe my brow in relief and stand up. Damn, if anything, I actually did a good job with this. Like, that was actually pretty terrifying. Like, I wipe my brow in relief and stand up. I see Principal Spanker walking away through the window. But there's something else I noticed that's different. For under the for wearing sign, there was a light brown thick belt. There was a light brown thick belt. Now there is a thin black one. Okay, just casually changing your belt in the middle of the day for no reason. I don't think I understood how adults work because when you're a kid, you don't wear belts. So I just assumed this is normal. That was a close one, I say to Michael while eating in the cafeteria. I can almost swear he saw me, Michael replies. It was just too much. I thought I was going to faint. I munch happily on my baked beans, broccoli, and mashed potatoes, relieved that we've completed our mission. Now we just need to wait and see what happens. That is very oddly specific. I wonder if that's foreshadowing to anything.
Wow.
Vinecross says, a bit of a hot take, but I'm a big fan of the insignificance that the spanking incident had on the protagonist and Michael. Really highlights the horrifying normality of it as a dreadful atmosphere. That is actually a really good point. Like, unintentionally genius? This is a whole war. No, we just need to wait and see what happens. I mean, obviously I did that when I was a kid to like establish how terrifying it was, but the entire like how casually we took it all as like seeing it as something normal, that was unintentional. Like that was like but like as an adult reading through this again, that kind of does add to it, like in a way where from our point of view it's just like, yeah, this is normal, like this happens all the time, which kind of makes things like way scarier. Yeah, it's very concerning. I mean, the protagonist is new to the school. He should be way more shaken up. Yeah, that is also a very good point. Like, I should be the one who's scared, and the rest of the kids should be treating it as if it's normal. That would, like... But yeah. Now we just need to wait and see what happens. Ding, ding, ding. That's the bell. I shovel in the last spoonful of mashed potatoes into my mouth and put the empty container into my lunchbox. Then I head off to class. Okay.
Just normally head to class.
I suppose. I sit down.
Concerning. Very concerning.
I sit down at my desk in class and wait for the teacher. My stomach drops when I see Principal Spanker walking in. Oh no. I start to panic.
No.
Did he see Michael and me? Is he here because of that? No, I forgot. I'm remembering now. Normally, Principal Spanker goes to watch a class whenever he doesn't have any paperwork to do. What? He does that? Okay, this is the...
He's actually taking
this guy is...
responsibilities seriously?
Yeah.
Okay. I would move immediately. That's the thing. He talked to his parents about it, but they don't believe him because it's stupid. Like, I like how you specified that your desk was in class. Did I? I sit down at my desk in class. Wow. Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. Now, okay. Whoever doesn't have paperwork to do. Again, I didn't have any concept of what principals did, so I just assumed this is normal for them. At least that's what Mrs. Bornig tells us. What kind of a name is Mrs. Bornig? Oh, Mrs. Boring! That is hilarious. Oh my god. Okay, that's funny. That's fun. Mrs. Boring. It is.
Misspelling of Mrs. Boring.
Exactly.
Yes. Very good.
I personally think that he just wants to tell us off when we do something to do the slightest thing wrong, like having untied shoelaces or picking your nose. We start the lesson by Principal Spanker writing algorithms on the board for us to answer in our workbooks. I pull my workbook out and get to work. But I can't concentrate. I'm trying to get rid of the feeling inside my stomach. Bubbles. Lots of them. Instead of going up, they go down. Oh no, what have I done? Yeah, see, this is where the entire mashed potatoes and baked beans and broccoli and stuff, because I did a Google search and went, what are what are foods that you eat that make you fart and stuff? So that's what I was trying to do here. God. What have I done? Principal Spanker is right here. And I eat baked beans, broccoli, and mashed potatoes for lunch. What was I thinking? Now the gas bubble is getting bigger.
How's that for lunch, though? Like, at school?
I don't know. I just assumed this is normal. This is probably what they eat in America, I think. Like, this is my knowledge based on watching, like, I don't know, just random stuff on TV. Yeah, they eat that sort of thing in cafeterias. But can Mrs. Bornig beat Goku? It doesn't even sound like a meal. Yeah, right. That's not even a meal. I just grabbed the top results from Google and put them together. Wow. Yeah, that's a meal.
Delicious meal. Totally amazing.
I've got to do something. At first, I want to let it out oh my god, slowly so nobody could hear. But that's too risky. Instead, I start pushing at my gut to make the bubble go away. It doesn't work. Brandon, Principal Spanker. I just straight up named it myself this time. I'm inconsistent. The other one, it was Daniel, but now it's just me. Principal Spanker yells at me. What are you doing? I looked up and see Principal Spanker staring at me. I feel embarrassed. I hear kids around me sniggering. Okay, that sounds very wrong word. But to be fair, that was like a word that teachers would like. That was like a synonym and stuff. Like they'd always have a list of synonyms for laughing. It's like laughing, cackling, sniggering, and all that stuff. Now it sounds wrong, but okay, nobody uses that word anymore. But okay. But I think it's supposed to be snickering, but whatever. But the bubble is getting bigger. This is just getting worse and worse. Which to choose? Look like an idiot in front of Principal Spanker and the class, or fart in front of Principal? I mean, you look like an idiot either way. But please, I repeatedly say to my body, make the bubble go away. My bum feels like burst. Oh my god! I know I have to give in eventually. Why? Why does this have to happen to me? This is supposed to be a moment of huge tension, by the way. It's not supposed to be funny. Or like it's supposed to be like super tense. I can't take it any longer. I let out a humongous fart with a terrific noise that nearly causes an earthquake to happen.
Oh, what is
Earthquake!
Okay, this is unintentionally hilarious where I'm trying to take it so seriously that is the noxious, I think it's supposed noxious? Is that a word? Noxious smell. This is how you can tell I used a thesaurus. The noxious smell fills the room up completely. People are coughing. People's eyes are watering. People in the room look like they want to kill me.
And themselves, most likely.
That includes Principal Spanker. Sorry, I say to everyone, sorry. Oh my god, this is actually terrible. Nobody seems to be laughing. Normally people would be laughing their heads off, but the smell is too horrible. It's like poisonous gas. Nobody could be laughing at a time like this. Plus, Principal Spanker is there. He already wants to kill one person. Principal Spanker, his face is screwed up. He doesn't look too happy at all. In fact, he looks furious. You! Principal Spanker screams, pointing at me. Come here, boy!
Does he have a belt specifically for spanking kids if they fart?
Probably. I slowly walk towards him. I know exactly what he's going to do. I'm just going to have to hope that my plan will work. Principal Spanker runs off to his office and comes back with another belt. A medium-sized grey belt. I just like observing, ooh, yes, it is a medium-sized grey belt. Very exquisite. In a life or death situation. I seem to do that a lot. Like, I'm in a life or death situation, and I just randomly focus on a specific detail that nobody would care about. Oh no, what's happening? I kneel down on my knees and pray to God that my plan will work, even though I'm not Christian, but I'm desperate. Please work. I keep whispering. Please, please, please. I'm shivering in fear. Sweat is coming down my neck again. It's a lot scarier in real life than you think. Why would you not think of that? It's the type of feeling when a chainsaw killer is coming closer and closer to you. You want to scream, but nothing can come out. Principal Spanker lifts a belt above his head. Please, I pray. Just make it not hurt as much and make it quick too. Oh my god, this is dark. Oh my god.
Who let that principal become a principal in the first place?
You know it's getting bad when the atheist starts praying. Focusing on a specific detail while a crisis is happening is basically the majority of shonen protagonists. That is true. Oh my god, I can't believe Brandon invented Chainsaw Man before Fujimoto. Yeah, see, I was ahead of my time, yep. I got it. I braced myself for the long lasting of pain and suffering, for getting taken home by my parents, for experiencing the same things that Michael did. Wait a second, now I've got a question. If Michael's parents saw it, then why did they not do anything about it? Or all the other kids... The entire thing relies on the parents not believing it because it's so ridiculous. But like
all the
kids,
there's gonna be like,
hey, why are you covered in blood?
Coming home with like bruises and blood and shit.
Yeah,
why are the parents not believing them?
I didn't think of that. That's the answer to that question. I closed my eyes. Oh well, I think at least my parents will see what happens to naughty children at the school. Maybe they'll let me go to a different school.
Wow, swish.
Swish, crack, nothing. I don't feel a thing. No pain, no suffering, nothing. Kids are giggling. What's going on, I think?
Wow, prank?
Pranked. I opened my eyes and looked up. Principal Spanker's pants are falling down. Next to those pants is a belt that he was going to use on me. And Principal Spanker is dancing around in his undies and a flying belt is whacking him in the bottom. The one he was wearing. There we go. Well, what do you know? Principal Spanker gets spanked. Aha, aha. That was the joke, guys. That was where this entire story was leading up to. Not gonna lie, with all that setup, that is, I couldn't think of that sort of thing now. That's like in a way genius. Like with all that stuff, it seemed like this entire convoluted setup, all to lead to this one thing. It's like, ain't that ironic? What?
Where did the flying toy come from?
Because that was what the can did. It was supposed to bring stuff to life.
Oh, I know.
Well, level 100 wordplay, ain't that right? Okay, the chat's like, they're coming home crying and holding them. Oh, no, it's nothing. They probably just got a cold, pesky.
No, pesky children.
Oh my. Karma. Well, what do you know? Principal Panic gets spanked. I grin. My plan worked. That can bring things to life. Aha! Aha! That part wasn't intentional. It was just supposed to be that can bring things to life. I feel great. I take out my phone and take a few photos of the occasion. Principal Spanker glares at me looking furious. I knew I wasn't supposed to use phones at the school, but he was too busy getting whacked in the bum. I don't care. This is too good to be true. I can even see other kids getting out their phones and taking pictures and filming. Suddenly, the belt whacks Principal Spanker so hard he falls forward and lands on his face. Everyone laughs. I even have to pinch myself to make sure I'm not dreaming. I'm not.
I am not.
The end. That's the end to the story, guys. Yeah, that's the end. Ah.
The end.
My God.
It's so wild.
That was definitely a wild ride. You could tell as a kid I didn't fully understand the severity of the word spank or what that meant. Like, I just thought, oh yeah, like some parents spank their naughty children sometimes in books. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do here. The whole school just attacks this girl. What an ending! I'm moved. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Brandon, I worry for your sanity. Hey, to be fair, I was 12. I don't know, maybe I was younger than that even. Kids tend to not have filters when they're young, and I know this from like just having siblings and talking to like, it's just, they will just say the most screwed up, horrible stuff out of nowhere and act as if it's completely normal. And I think this is kind of a reflection of that. Like, just... I'm worried you were able to forgive him so quickly. No, the entire definition of all my stories is just moving on from like the most horrible stuff, like in 2 seconds. Like, oh, that terrible thing happened. Anyways.
No, anyways.
Whatever. That's totally normal, right? Oh, man. Anyways. Okay, that's enough now. That's enough for today's stream. I'm going to end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed it in a way. That was entertaining at least. So anyways, thank you guys so much for joining this stream, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. The character development from Spanker to Spanked, that was truly the best character arc since Zuko and Atla. Okay, that sure was something. Yup. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.